So welcome everyone to this online webinar after a week of our offline event in Barcelona, which was a great event, and I will recommend next year to receive a seat for Barcelona, sunny Barcelona, international Barcelona. We are going to do the online webinar now in English, reduce content set of this. With us, we will have the opportunity to have the company of ETS, one of our partners, historical partners at Spacewell. And yeah, let's start with the agenda for today, which is going to be a reduced session. I will try to explain you what our top pitfalls when going digital, which is something that probably you have experienced or are experiencing when not only for Spacewell, but also for any vendor that maybe are going hand in hand with you to the digital world. Alfonso will try to unveil what are the solutions to these pitfalls, and later on, our colleagues from ETS will try to picture two success stories with customers of them. Okay, so yeah, let's start with yes, please. Alfonso, thank you very much. So first of all, just to frame a bit who we are part of the Nemetschek Group, a public listed company in the DAX Frankfurt stock market. So Nemetschek is really a software company focused on all the building life cycle. So from the design phase where you plan and you design what your building is going to be, to the build phase, so project management, construction, etc., to the manage and operate, which is the long tail part of this building life cycle, where our colleagues from Green in Germany is the Spacewell that we take products around the manage and operate of buildings, and the media of division. So this is more or less the numbers of Nemetschek. When digging up into Spacewell, we have a portfolio, as said, in operate and manage products, from workplace management to asset management to maintenance, and of course energy management, which is something that it's of key importance in nowadays with such energy prices and challenges in the energy market. So that's who we are at Spacewell, and we're focusing on Spacewell Energy. So yeah, as you probably know, we have more than 180 active partners nowadays, with lots of data points real time, and thousands of organizations and customers served through these customers of us. It's our history, and we are on a mission to help people, organizations understand and optimize their energy use. So yeah, today we are reinventing how people manage, optimize, and experience their workplace while becoming more sustainable. Exactly. So it's not about energy management only, it's also about being sustainable. So yeah, Alfonso will maybe point out later, but carbon reporting will be of key importance in the upcoming months, sure. So if we look at the experts at Fernandix, Gartner, etc., we are the leaders on this sector when coming down to the energy management solutions that we offer to our customers. We are in the top 3, competing with really very solid brands as we are. Okay, so let's start with my advice for today. So what are these 5 pitfalls to avoid in your transition to a highly productive digital environment? And I will start with a why. So basically, why going digital in the first place? So it's a really interesting question, because actually digital will enable a world of new opportunities, starting with the productivity and efficiency. So it's the promise of having a digital environment will enable to do more with less, to avoid human error, of course, and all these efficiencies that you can increase at a fraction of a cost. So automation will lead to more productivity and more efficiency. That's the promise of the digital world. Another important topic is the info sharing and collaboration. So this is a good example. So we passed through a very tight lockdown with Corona, and thanks to digitalization, not only for this but also contributing, we had a cross-connected digital world that allow us to create vaccines in a record time. And not only this, but also create a new way of living that with lockdown was much more bearable than without a digital world in place. So that's also a promise of the going digital. And third, last but not least, going to digital allows you to go to data-driven decision making. So take decisions based on data, not only on gut feeling, or not only this. So in a changing world, in a fast changing world, having data real time and make decisions based on real data, it's key. And every single step may lead you to fail without this data in place. So basically, this is the promise. And to picture an example, this is, for example, in this graph, you see the price of the hour of the watt generated by solar photovoltaic panels. So the technology of photovoltaic reduced cost by 400 times in these last 40 years, and it's because of digitalization. So going digital contributes to this promise of productivity and efficiency. And of course, this go by neighborhoods. It's different to try to digitalize the generation of a wind turbines or power plants than digitalization of laptops or computer science sector. But in the end, efficiency is there. So you will have more productivity and efficiency regardless of the sector, and the sector will maybe mark what is the pace of this efficiency and this cost reduction. But anyway, it will help. And one last outcome of this, pointing out that this 5%. So global studies and several studies around the world have proven that just by installing an energy management system will allow the customer to reduce between 3 and 7% of their energy waste. So actually, just putting eyes into this data when it comes to consumptions will detect overconsumptions or night consumptions, passive consumptions that without this energy management system in place wouldn't be possible. So just by having data, real-time data, can action and enable decisions that lead to this 5% saving, which is a lot of money. Yeah, that is the why. So let's start to talk about the pitfalls. So what's the first pitfall we have to avoid? Don't lose your advisor. So your vendor is becoming more and more your partner, because it's the subject matter expert that will go hand by hand with you along the digitalization process, and also on the long-term relationship. So you have to rely on someone that doesn't leave you in the middle of this way, and you probably need a solid partner for a long-term relationship, and a trusted partner. So take into account that this partner, this vendor, will be your companion, but also the expert on the area, the field that you are contracting. So be very careful to have the right companion for this journey. The second one is to avoid getting stuck in the past. So don't get stuck in the past. So you will make an RFQ, you will select a partner for a service, and you will agree upon a service, and the service will be delivered. But with time, so month by month, maybe this service might require from other needs. If the world is changing, these needs will be increasing on a higher space, and then your vendor will be required to have a new commitment in the upcoming months. So when you have this need, your partner should have the solution already there. So this is the key of a trusted vendor that understands the market and that grows with you in this market. Because when you have this new need, you will already have a solution through this trusted partner. And there are many examples in SaaS companies, just like could name not only us, but for instance, Intercom, which is a huge SaaS company doing very well. They started just communicating in-app in your website, so they actually try to communicate with chat with customers without the service needing to program this on purpose. But with time, this converted into a new communication channel when you could also create tutorials and learning paths in-app as well. You could set inline help, and even now creating generative AI to recommend things on top of this. So just a communication channel is fine, but creating this ecosystem of new offerings and solutions allows the customer also to grow with these vendors. So we do pretty much the same. So we try to create these solutions so that when you have this need, there's already something in place for you. So very important that don't get stuck in the past. Third one is don't end up in a digital silo. So you can imagine everything is going digital. Everyone has a cloud, data cloud. So you can either choose to have a big system that makes all for you, or connect to many systems that are experts, micro experts in their environments. So the later is the solution that it's the trend now. So we acknowledge that not everything is possible to be done with a single platform. So we try to create open APIs and microservices to be able to fast connect to other services that are maybe the experts in other verticals. So when connecting to CRMs or we're connecting to ERPs or any other systems that are key for the business mission, it's important to connect fast. And it's becoming a must. The more digital, the more data, the more connection needed. So the fourth one is don't understate the price of your time. So the service given by a partner, by a vendor, it's part of it, but the time invested by the customer when operating with this platform, this vendor, it's key. And most of the time, this is not shown in the initial selections process. So the effort invested in configuration, migration, integration, new solutions, accessibility, etc., is the key to determine success in the future work path with this customer. So seeking for this success is much more important than the cost of this. And last but not least, don't slow down the time to value. So your business come first, and you have to be focused on your business. So the seamless the operations you have with these vendors, the easy to manage these systems, and the faster they react to your needs, the best for your business. So don't underestimate what a fast time to value means for your business. So you have to react fast the customers, and acting fast and with high quality in your operations will help your customers to be more successful. So it's all implicit. Okay. So yeah, this was my 5 pitfalls to avoid. Those are pitfalls that we already experience ourselves. So selecting our own vendors, evolving the business, and it's my learning for you to share. So don't lose your advisor. Don't get stuck in the past. Don't end up in a digital silo. Don't understate the price of your time, and don't slow down time to value. That are my five key takeaways for you today. And yeah, and um, to avoid to try to solve all these pitfalls, I have with me Alfonso here at my side that will introduce you some aspects of our incredible platform, and hope that you enjoy it. So thank you, Alfonso, and
Thank you, Xavi.
the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you all of you for your time and for being here. And what I've prepared now is as Xavi said, we have to avoid these pitfalls, right? So how we can help you in avoiding them, and which are the solutions we are providing for this pitfall. So first, the Lugero advisor. It is, you need a reliable partner on your journey. It's important to have a company that is rock solid and that can be with you in all your journey, right? So with we from Spacewell Energy, we are part of the whole Spacewell. We are leader in integrated workspace management system solutions, and also an MHA company. So we're big, but we are also big for you. But because at the end you will grow, your business will grow, and you need a solution, a platform service that is scalable enough to be able to receive, for instance, all the load, all the data that will be growing with time. So you need a solution that is scalable and that allows you to get all your historical data from all your buildings and continue growing with you. Second, of course, you need a platform that is secure enough. So not only because of your energy data, but your private data, to do backups and to have your data safe. Super important. And of course, you need a platform that is available. You need a platform that is there when you need it. So the uptime has to be that right, and for you to be able to use it whenever you use. So reliable partner, reliable companies and services, so that your business is safe, right? Um, don't get stuck in the past. That's clear. You need service, you need a company that helps you to embrace innovation, that is innovative enough for you to don't get stuck in that past, right? In energy, we have several solutions based on artificial intelligence, but it's not only about artificial intelligence, in fact, but here to see a few. So the recommendations, for instance, we are providing to our customers through the portfolio analysis will help you, for instance, to prioritize, to see where you could start investing. Anomaly detection, you have to have time to solve the problems rather than to look for them and to find them, right? Portfolio benchmarking, of course, you want to prioritize better, to filter, to see which are those retrofits that will have more impact on your journey, and other bunch of AI powered tools like forecasting or baseline creation, power optimization, and so on. So it's about innovating and getting always fresh, and with innovation at the end, you need a service that provides that to you. The one that I also see as super key, that is don't end up in that silo. You need to be connected, and you need to be informed, and that's key. Okay. So regarding your data insertion has to be super reliable, has to be scalable. You need to be sure that all the energy data from the devices, from your meters, from other important variables that might help you to understand how the building is performing are there, and are connected, and also to almost that homogenization of all that data for you also, it's super important. But then it's not only about energy, because you have to connect the energy field with your own business and with your own processes. So third-party systems might also have to be connected to the services. So be sure that the services you select are able to connect to your own world. And through our API, that's possible. And also in the format of the apps market, for instance, because at the end, the apps market, what will provide you is the ability to create your own roadmap. At the end, you have specific needs. Sometimes you want to provide them on top of your on your service, so that your customers can see them, so that you can cross that value. And the apps market is exactly providing that for you. So be connected, super important thing, but also to be informed. And you have to be able to share all that value, all that information to your partners, to your customers. So use our reporting systems like the dashboards, we'll see them later, reports, custom reports also that you can create yourself. And of course, having alerts so that you can be tracking on anything that is going wrong, right? So stay connected, stay informed. Then don't understate the price of your time, because believe me, it's not just about the price, it's about the value. Your price is super, your time is super valuable. So don't understate that price. So what can we provide? At the end, the service has to provide you value for your business. If you are on the energy management sector and business, you will need, and your energy managers will need information. They will need analytic tools that provide you with information, with analysis, with the figures you need to better understand the buildings you are trying to improve. So energy analytics is key, but with no savings, we will not be here talking to you. So savings are the most important thing. So having the ability to calculate the savings is for me the most important thing in energy. We will talk regarding the disability later, but for you to have that value is super important. Of course, solar and other renewables are important for the planet, not only for saving energy, but for avoiding emissions. Carbon reporting is also super key for you to be able to communicate, to engage with your customers. And last but not least, you want to provide your service the way you like. So having a platform, also a service that is customizable to your needs. You need to maybe branding or your specific reports. So having that ability is super important also. Okay. Next one is don't slow down the time to value. Okay. Do not get stuck with the settings. You have to focus on your business. And believe me that it's super important to be able to get to have the time to value really fast. But doing so, apart from the EUI settings, any service should have. We provide you also with in bulk settings capabilities, and that's key for you to be able to have that time to value really fast, to configure everything in once, and it would only would not only provide speed, but also more coherence, because when you configure everything at once, you are doing it coherently, and it's also a value for you to be sure that your business is the faster, okay, and you can focus on it. But then you will have doubts for sure. So we have our generative AI chatbot. It's new. It's there for you. It's right on the platform. It will answer your questions, if any, in seconds. So the ability to have you to solve your doubts is super key also in any service. And if you have more doubts, or the that AI is not enough, our support ticketing system, of course, is there also for you, so that you can also track them and be updated of the responses. But that's only the beginning. I mean, this is for you to get ready to develop your business, but you have to focus on developing your business. And the thing is that our goal is to help you develop your business, and our customer success team and dedicated customer success agents, but not only, also our energy services team, are there to help you to develop your business, to help you to succeed. Okay, so of course settings are important. We have to be ready to go on, but then focus on your business and have that time to value the fastest possible. And that's how we can help you avoiding these 5 pitfalls that Xavier presented. So now I want to talk to you about a topic that in Spain is now being hot, but not only in Spain. It's about the white certificates systems. In Spain, they are called the CAEs, that stand for Certificado Energético, that is energy savings certificates, but it's just how in Spain we name those white certificate systems that are growing in other countries also. But what I will like to explain you is how you can deal with this kind of certificates, how you can find the right energy performance measures for your projects. So these apply also in your countries, in your areas. Okay. So first, you have to know where to start. So the portfolio benchmarking in energy will help you find and prioritize where to perform the most standard actions. Okay, you have to be able to identify where you should start. You will be able to have your own portfolio with all your locations and sort them, filter them, and find the buildings that are more suitable for your expertise. Maybe you want to perform certain type of energy performance measures, and you want to find which are the buildings that would get more benefit from these measures, right? So portfolio benchmarking will help you to find and prioritize where to start, and to focus on the buildings and the retrofits that will have more impact on your business. Okay. And for those actions that are not that standard, that need more study, all the energy analytics, as I mentioned before, the value is to have the ability to evaluate, to plan, to execute these singular projects. First, of course, you need to centralize all your data. All the data from all the meters from all your buildings have to be there, ready for you to be analyzed. And of course, you need to be able to measure and to track the savings you are producing. Okay, so super key. How to plan these retrofits? You will need, for instance, to size them. Okay, and to size them, you will need to generate what is called the baseline for measuring the savings. So our solution will provide you with automatic baseline calculations that you will also be able to customize to your taste with your knowledge of the building offshore, of course, and to be able to size it well, but also with the analytic tools to ensure the savings are achievable. So you need to be sure that your investments will provide you the results you expect. So analytics to plan these retrofits. But then a key part, analytics to do the retrofits, because you need to ensure you are producing savings. If you do a retrofit but no savings out there, it's useless, right? So you have to monitor the performance. Uh, you you should see the savings that you are producing, and to have alerts to see if anything or any significant variable for you is not on the desired level, right? So doing is key. And after doing, you will need to check those savings. But this is after. I mean, this is the results of the project, and you need to check these verified savings. You need to report these savings to your customers, to your other stakeholders, and compliant with international protocol, the IPMVP protocol, also, of course, and to share these savings through reporting tools like the dashboard you're seeing in screen, or the automated reports if you want to send them also to your partners. And then after checking, you have to be able to act again, this cycle, and react quickly. For me, the key is to be able to react quickly. You don't want to wait to the energy bill. You don't want to wait for the end of the month and realize it's a super huge consumption and it's too late. It's too late. So you want to have that information daily. You want to be sure that the savings are there, and you don't need to worry about the bill if you know constantly that you are producing the savings you need, right? So this is how you should manage all the EPM's process, white certificates if applying in your area, or CAEs if applying like apply in Spain. But it applies for any project of energy efficiency. You should have to be sure that you are producing savings. And another topic that is nowadays more and more often is the energy communities. At the end, we and you need to start sharing the resources with your neighborhoods, because I don't have a roof to plant solar PV panels, but maybe my neighbor has that roof, and we can start sharing this energy and the resources, and connecting one to each other to be more efficient. So how to deal with these energy communities? It's super important, of course, to embrace renewables in our communities, to empower them, to push our councils to do this kind of implementations, and to measure its performance again. So energy balance analytics, super key to track the energy production, the consumption, the energy that is being imported from the grid, and see all together, or even storage. It's not that common nowadays, but in the future, storage will be also super important, of course. So having all that information, even aggregated to your community in a single platform, to be able to analyze that performance and that emissions that, of course, are also super important, because you have to be able to calculate that cost, that is reducing cost, is super important. But even more, I would say, the emissions, because they are the one that are affecting our planet, this climate emergency that we are on. So having the ability to calculate these budget costs and emissions is key for even a site level and the community level also, okay? And to be able to track these emissions reductions, to be able to set targets so that you have that reference, and you know that reference to beat it, and to be able to be sure that we are achieving our targets. Set greenhouse gas emissions targets, efficiency targets, and monitor its performance. And then you will need also to share, especially in a community, because sharing the results is key. We need to engage people. Okay, we need to create that reporting systems, dashboards, reports, and so on. But with the dashboards, for instance, you can just show your neighbor, hey, did you see what we get last month in the community? This is becoming it's starting to work, and ensure that everything is engaged and everything is informed of the good things that you are doing at your community. So, and again, at the side level, because I care for my home, but I care for the community also. So also in that community level, super key to start working more on this system, these energy communities for our future. And the last topic I want to say, I've kind of introduced it before, but why you need an energy management system? Why is it important? Because, and I've said it somehow, but saving energy is not about installing new equipment. It's not an event. It's not something that you do now and you can forget, because that equipment is intended to produce savings. But what if they are not producing savings at all? The event is installing new equipment, but saving energy is a process. And this plan, do, check, act process that we talked before is key to ensure the savings are there. But for me, it's also I think that is super important that this plan, do, check, act, that even in the ISO is there, and you might have heard about it. The thing is that if we check, let's say, a year after the retrofits are there, we will see if they were producing energy or the results after a year. But what if they are not that right? You don't want to wait that much. So you could go in a higher frequency, for instance, by going monthly, because doing, again, is a process. When you are doing that, you are saving energy. You have to check there are the savings. It's not about installing equipment. It's about checking the savings. And doing monthly, it's better than yearly, but then you will wait for the bill and realize when the month has passed. So better even to go real time. So check the savings are there for you. Check constantly those savings, because at the end, saving energy, as I said, is about validating continuously the savings are real. Okay, you have to be sure you are producing savings, and after that, protecting them in real time, because you want to be sure that they are there continuously for your business to succeed, because that's the only way to succeed. We are here for you, to help you, and all the teams in both the energy and the whole Spacewell organization. We are here to help you succeed. So thank you for your time. This is my presentation, how we can help you. But now I would I'm proud to present Phil and Maria, that from ETS, and historical partner in Spacewell Energy, yes, right?
Long time ago, yeah.
So please, Phil and Maria, that they will explain us two success stories, Buddhist and home base. So please go ahead, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hi, we're Energy and Technical Services, and a data-driven energy management company. Now, we've been active in the market for 25 years, and we're here today to talk to you through how our services, along with the functions we utilize, the energy intelligence afforded to us by the Spacewell energy management platform. I'm Phil Warren, founder and CEO of Energy and Technical Services, and with me today is my colleague Maria, who is part of our energy and carbon savings team, and she uses the Spacewell platform daily. Now, we've been in the market for a good number of years, and following an in-depth review of a number of software packages on the market, we decided that Spacewell was the best partner for ETS, and we fit into that reliable partner for our clients, and Spacewell support us significantly in that. Next slide, please. Now, we'll discuss today through visualizations and some case studies that are live case studies that we've been working with these clients for a number of years, how we've supported the clients to achieve their aims, which is very important. Now, we all appreciate the drivers involved with energy efficient and carbon reduction, which is key these days, including topics such as the compliance as legislation, which has just been touched on. And each country has a slightly different set of legislation, but it's all driven by the data that we can harvest and use to ensure that we're driving the savings and the carbon reporting forward. So there's the large cost increases that we've all experienced globally, and the operational challenges that are faced by clients on a daily basis. When you bring all these elements together, it's a really strong case to gather as much of that operational statewide data so that you can do that in-depth analysis as the team have just been discussing, because this is what will drive, and as we'll show and demonstrate shortly, significant savings. Next slide, please. So with that practical knowledge of the challenges faced by our clients and that we support them with, we've been able to support some international brands in their decarbonisation journeys, which has been mentioned in the pitfall section of the slides previously. For us, are relationships. Now, these relationships are absolutely paramount because we have to understand the client's aims, timescales, so that we can ensure that mutual success. Now, these are a few of the clients that we have and are supporting with energy management intelligence. We're involved with commercial real estate, multi-site retail, and industry, either single standalone buildings or portfolios. And we can quite often find that some of our clients may be data rich but information poor, insofar as they have information available to them, but it's not brought together in a cohesive manner so that they can actually achieve some of the aims they're looking for and make the decisions based on data that will change their business actions. Next slide, please. How we do this is we've got a unique blend of skills in the company that is supported by the Spacewell platform. And we have building consulting engineers who are in the field who understand how buildings and facilities operate from a mechanical and electrical perspective. We have within our team as well control specialists. These guys understand the algorithms and control strategies to make equipment work far more efficiently. We have a team of data scientists that work with the Spacewell data team to ensure that through the differing elements that there are to collect data, of which there are very many and varied, which Maria will touch on shortly, that they bring the information into our ecosystem in the right format. And then, as we touched on, Maria's team is the energy and carbon savings team, which are energy and carbon managers who are analysing all of the charts and the data aggregation and the savings opportunities, and ensuring that the correct monitoring and verification applications are followed through to the benefit of the client. There's an awful lot of things that we have to consider when we're coming through this, and this is sort of data that we will collect: main and sub-meter data, equipment, building and asset information, internal and external air quality, and there's an amount of variables such as weather data and operational variables depending on what our client is doing. They have business metrics that they measure their energy consumption by, so we're very keen to bring those into the analysis that we do. Of course, out of that, as has just been discussed by Alfonso, is the things that we will do with that information: the benchmarking, the analytics, the cost reviews, setting up the dashboard so the client can have a single pane of glass on which to see their information, or if they don't have the time and they want us to do it, we are able to visualize it for them and report on what's going on. out of all that benchmark analytics, we are able to identify the opportunities that there may be, whether there are projects, whether there are operational improvements and efficiencies to be made, the renewable technologies that are available, and how we aggregate all of those opportunities into a cohesive plan for the client. And then using the intelligence that we have, we're able to forecast that net zero journey for the client. How are they going to get to where they want to be? How are they going to achieve it? And having all this data and information in a very visual and easy and intuitive platform for us is key. Of course, there's an awful lot of carbon reporting, CSR reporting that has to be done, and compliance. And again, different countries have different metrics, and we're operating about 8 different countries. But we have a single source of the data platform, but we're able to manipulate that and use it in each different country's set of reporting. As I've touched on, to get all this information, there are many and variable sources of information and extracting that data. And this is where we work with the Spacewell team to get the APIs appropriate, and our data scientists will talk with those guys on how we get the information to where we need it to be. Now, this for us has been a great source of our success. And I'm going to hand over to Maria now, who's going to take you through some of the applications and some of the great case studies that we've got for you to see today.
Hello everyone, I'm Maria. So as Phil mentioned, I work in the energy and carbon savings team. So we're the ones who directly use Spacewell platform to process data, analyze data, basically work with data, and then work with clients as well to communicate what we find through that data. So what I'm going to do now is go through the main functions or the main ways we use the Spacewell platform, and then go into more details and case studies of what we've done for our clients. So firstly is go previous slide. One back. Oh, yes, that one. So data analysis. So as Phil already said, it's about data. So that's really the starting point, and that's where we find Spacewell platform very useful, just because it's so compatible to anything client might have. So in the picture over there, you can see the different devices or ways to get data in, and that's something we found very, very valuable with our clients. Pretty sure like most are completely different ways of getting data in, whether it's more specific meters that we use, or is it suppliers meters like from electricity billing information and all of that, or from BMS systems, so connecting 2 devices together. So that's why we really find if we can get whatever data is there into the system, and once it's in, we can also manipulate it however we want to. So create our own parameters, calculate stuff if we need. So it's highly compatible to what the client needs and whatever they want to get out of it. So that's data going in. Can we go to the next slide, please? Then another very important, pillar of the things is data visualization, because you can have, I don't know, a spreadsheet with just numbers and doesn't really say much. There might be a lot of useful information there, but if you just look at numbers, it doesn't really tell a story. That's why the data visualization tools on the Spacewell platform are very useful for us, not only us, for the clients as well. So us internally use them quite a lot to investigate things, or just look at a graph. How does the day look like? How does the night look like? What are the differences? There's quite a lot you can tell by like a squiggly line if you know what you're looking for, or even to put it in reports and really a feel of what's happening at the site. What we also do is share this with our clients. So for some of our clients, we have set up their own profile or their own account on Spacewell platform. So when they do interventions in sites and they have conversations, they can go in and see if that has made any impact. So really giving them the power to see the data as well, which is not something that usually happens. You usually just use energy and hope for the best, but it's really powerful when you can actually visualize it and understand what's happening. So right here, we're just looking at the map view, which is quite nice visual to look at, and the dashboard, which Phil already mentioned, but it's just a very good way to put together just a snapshot of your energy of whatever you're looking at, like whatever you're interested in, what types of graphs you're interested in, specific sites, specific meters, how you want to combine that. So it's, again, like good visualization to get a snapshot without having to dig through numbers and spreadsheets and all of that. Yeah, and we also use this to all sorts of reporting, so weekly reports, monthly reports, even like annual reports. Something I find quite useful is when trying to communicate with different parties, so even if it's like people on the site or facilities managers or third parties, I send them the visuals with the message I'm trying to spread. So for example, if they're using too much energy during the nights, I will add a graph that's very clear that it's high rather than lower. So it's very good to just add that extra visual to the conversation, so it's not just like words without anything behind them. So yeah, that's definitely something used quite a lot. Next slide, please. Then arguably, I think the most important thing, or the thing that makes my life the easiest, is the energy monitoring side of things. So under this, pretty much what most of the time. So we have a lot of alerts set up, and I'll go into more details in a bit. So we're able to just set them up once, and then without having to check the data every day or every week, we get automatic notifications when there's any changes in energy. So for example, like I already mentioned, the high out of hours consumption, if the energy is too high, if there are any issues with the data. So all of that just automatically pings you when there's something happening, which is a huge time saver and is brilliant for finding opportunities. So quite often we have set up quite a lot of alerts, and then we can just process those and find opportunities there for us already. This is also quite like a new thing happening in Spacewell is the AI powered like analysis page, and this is quite similar to like similar outcomes from the alerts page for us. So it automatically finds like opportunities or just things that might be looking a bit unusual, so things to investigate. So yeah, we've been reviewing the AI functions as well. And then another important thing on the energy monitoring side of things is the MNV. So this is both for energy projects like BMS installs or lighting projects like LED installs, or even if you have a conversation with someone at the site and they're, oh, I forgot to switch the lights off after I leave the site. After that conversation, you can set up the MNV monitoring already, and it will automatically check what has been the impact of that conversation or of the project, or yeah, whatever scale the project or intervention you look at. It's all just there, and it's very simple to just get the savings without having to calculate them yourself. So yeah, these are the ones that we use the most. Next slide, please. So now we're going to look at case studies. So this is just going to be examples of to our clients and some of the stuff we've done for them. But if you have any questions or anything about any others, let us know. So can we go to the next slide? First, we'll have Woodies. So they are a DIY retail company. So like big warehouse stores where you can buy, like there's garden centers there, there's home improvement stuff, and they are in Ireland. So there's 35 branches and one office, and we're monitoring all of them. So we've been working there for quite a few years, I think around 5. And essentially, at the beginning when we started, they wanted to get better understanding of their energy usage. So again, they're getting billing data, they're using energy, hoping for the best, but there's no understanding behind it, no understanding of the patterns that are happening, and they can't really communicate to the sites if what's happening with the energy. So we wanted to improve that. Also, implement monitoring. So we're going to touch on that. Improve energy efficiency. So this would be through different retrofits. And yeah, implement energy saving measures. So all of these things we've done. If we can go to the next slide, please. So here's a list of the things that we've carried out with them over the years. So equipment upgrades such as BMS installs, lighting upgrades. So not only improving from LED, well, from non-LED to LED, but also installing lighting sensors. That's something that we have found very cost saving and also energy saving, is utilizing daylight for sites where that's applicable. So for these guys, it's been a very, very big saver there. We also installed meters for electricity and gas and LPG. So there's around 74 meters up and running now that we can monitor all the time. Then from these meters, we have set up alerts. We're set up over 300 alerts for all the sites, and this is really just monitoring everything you can think of. So there's like issues with the alerts, they're not sending data through, or its consumption is too high, too low, medium level, if it's too high during the night, if it's reaching thresholds, and all sorts of things, both for electricity and gas. And as much as we set up, it's you can just get more information out of it, and you don't have to like analyze it. It's just a list of things that are going wrong. So set up once, and then you have automatic feed coming out. And yeah, we've been utilizing these a lot to find opportunities or find any potential improvements. Something we do, oh, one back, wasn't done yet, sorry. So something we do a lot from the alerts are energy performance audits. So we have all this information that we gathered from all sorts of places, and then we put it together and create a story. So if we get a high, for example, high daily usage alert, we can reach out to the site, see if this has happened previous years. We can talk with the maintenance managers and create a story and figure out what is the source and what is the impact of it. Again, we do real-time energy monitoring because we have the meters that we installed. So we're getting, I think it's every 15 minutes, we're getting meter readings coming in. So it's very useful to just be able to see data straight away. We also do a lot of energy monitoring. Oh, sorry, energy reporting. So this is monthly reports, weekly reports, which are communicated with the client. And we also do site intervention. So raise things to the site directly, have conversations about their energy usage, provide them with energy saving tips, and basically spread communication about energy, and give them the tools to be able to save energy themselves and better understand it. So can we go to the next slide? So here is just going to be one example of one investigation we've done. This is one of many, just to give you a snapshot of like a simple thing that we do. So we do these every week, like many of them. So what happened here? So there was a site, there was a meter installed. So I think this is LPG meter. We set up alert for that meter. We set up automatic monitoring for that alert. So we get notified if the consumption is too high, in this case during the night. We got a ping from the alert, so it went off. We looked at the graph. So you can see in the graph, in the beginning, there's quite a lot of peaks, and there's these little peaks during the night. And that looks suspicious, because why would they need to use heating during the night? No one's there. So we looked at the graph, it looked strange. We raised it to the site, and the maintenance manager, they had a look, they went to the site, checked the site heating controls, and they found that the timers were incorrect. They were not set up correctly. So they adjusted them, changed the controls, and you can see the peaks had disappeared after that intervention. So the nights are nice and low, and there's no consumption happening. So essentially it's 100% reduction for the out of hours consumption. And this is sort of like detailed data that they wouldn't have gotten without any data input. Even if they were getting like daily consumption reads, they would not see that nightly peak because it would just even out. So it's very valuable to have that instant monitoring and have that granularity and the visual and also automatic tools like alerts and even looking at the graphs. So that's this one specific case. But overall in the Woodies project, so we've achieved quite a lot of savings over the years. So this is, well, also from the improvements in the equipment, like lighting, like I already mentioned, but also with having conversations with the sites, and they've really improved their like knowledge about energy. And we've done different like posters and stickers and have loads of conversations with them, having interventions, and just everyone's basically more energy aware, and it's very it's been great joy to work with them, and there's loads of plans for the future as well. So can we go to the next one? So the next one, sorry, I'll have a quick drink. So the next one we're going to look at is Homebase. So they have been our client for, I think, 7 or 8 years, so a very long time. They are again a DIY retailer, but they're specifically in UK and Ireland, and there's around 149 stores, so quite a big portfolio. And when, I guess, some of the energy challenges they're facing are they have some outdated energy controls, sometimes no energy controls at all. So that's been something we're helping them with. We're also helping them to enhance their operational efficiency. So this could be energy consumption during stocking hours or the brightness in the sites. Also better understanding energy usage patterns. There wasn't enough energy monitoring, so we're improving that. And also over the last few years, energy costs have gone up so much, and it can be really challenging for setting budgets, especially if you don't even know how much you're going to pay, how much it's going to go up, or could it possibly go down. So it has been even more a priority to save energy just to keep the costs down as well. And also over the years, we've seen the challenges of data availability and how it's important to have all the data there and all data to be clean. So yeah, been working a lot with that as well. So can we go to the next slide, please? So these are some of the main things that we've done with them over the years. So data collection and processing. So Homebase, for them, it's a bit of a different story than with Woody's, just because Woody's have their own meters, but Homebase have the meters that are for the suppliers. So energy suppliers and gas suppliers have their own meters. So the data needs to be collected, put all into one place. So for us, that place is Spacewell, but there's quite a lot of work that we're doing in the background to get that data together, which can be quite a challenge. We also set up alerts, similarly as to Woody's, to monitor energy, and also done energy performance audits. So looking at the consumption, seeing what's happening. Also doing energy performance audits in person, so visiting the site and seeing if there's any opportunities that we can find. We also do real-time energy monitoring. This is also using BMS systems. So we don't have alerts only on the Spacewell platform, but we also set them up on BMS systems, so RDM BMS, where we can check if everything's going correctly. We do quite a lot of energy reporting to them. So we do weekly reports comparing to energy budgets, comparing to energy targets, progress over time, comparisons to previous periods. So all sorts of things. We do site interventions. So whenever we find opportunities or anything that looks a bit strange, we would raise it to the site. And we have done a lot of BMS upgrading their BMS systems across all sites. So we've been supporting them with that, and also supporting with once the BMS goes in, we help them to manage it, I guess. So if it's too cold at the site or too dark or need to change the timers, we can help with that. We also do a lot of energy budgeting. So as I mentioned, it's quite a challenge these days because unit rates change and it's quite difficult, but been supporting them with energy budgeting year on year. And done quite a lot of projects with them, like energy saving projects with BMS and different upgrades. So for these, we also do MNV, so calculate savings and see what the impact of project can be, and also do potential MNV for future projects. So predict which projects would be top priority because there's the biggest savings with the less investment, and do a lot of that. And we also done quite a lot of certification work. So every year we do a SECA for them and ESOS every 4 years. So we keep them compliant as far as we can with energy side of things. And just in the picture over there is an example of we're getting data through to them, and we can see there's an increase. We got alerted by alert that there is high consumption during the night. You can see there's an increase in the baseline. We alerted their FM. So their FM is a third-party company, so separate people who would visit the site and fix the issue. So we raised this to them. day. Well, sometimes it's taken a bit of time for them to visit the site because it's a big estate and people get busy, but we visited them, they visited the site, and were able to reduce the consumption. So the most important thing is that we got that information out there and wasn't just lost in the data. So we were able to reduce them. So if we can go to the next slide. So this will be just a specific example of one of the interventions or opportunities that we found. But again, this is one of hundreds. We do these every week, or multiple per week, and try to find opportunities for them. So what we've done is there was an electricity meter with electricity data coming through. We set up alerts. The alerts were automatically monitoring energy. We got a ping from the alert. There's high out of hours consumption. If we look at the graph, you can see in the green, their baseline, it changed quite a lot. You can see there's it's quite irregular and it's quite high than we would expect. So that looked suspicious. So we raised the site and to the site FM. The site FM went to the site, had a look at the controlling, and they found that there was issues with the lighting controls. So they made adjustments, and after the adjustments were made, we can see in the red line that the out of hours consumption now is way more steady. It's much lower and much more like just in one line. So that's what we want it to be. That looks like perfect nightly consumption. So yeah, essentially made the same there. So that's 37% reduction of total consumption and 80% reduction of out of hours consumption. That's very significant figures. So this is both energy, cost, carbon savings. So great story. So yeah, we do loads of these for Homebase, and it can be not only like energy, it can be like gas. We do heating stuff, especially as the colder season starts. That's quite a good thing to monitor. And yet we also keep them compliant with ESOS and SECA, and just keep all new projects going. And it's not only my team that we work with them, but also the like BMS guys. So they do lots of site setup and just helping them improve how they can control the site. So yeah, loads of work in the future, but we've already done loads of work with them and it's going great. So that's all for this side.
Okay, yeah, I put my camera on. So yeah, thank you very much, Phil, Maria, for the insights, the thorough information, and yeah, and the incredible solutions that you are putting in place and helping Homebase and Bodies. So yeah, now
the power of the Spacewell platform, that when aligned with intelligent people with specific skills, that the benefits that can be brought to estates and portfolios and clients.
yeah, thank you, Phil. Yeah. It's yeah, incredible. So yeah, let's open up the questions and answers that after this session. So yeah, thank you all for being here. You can put some questions in the chat, and
we have some, in fact, that are being running. So let me just check. Yeah, okay. One for you, Tia. This team, did Homebase face any challenges or obstacles while implementing these energy saving strategies? And if so, how did they overcome them?
Okay, I'll take that one on. So I think this applies not only to Homebase, but to everyone really. It's getting the data right. So you might have, so for Homebase specifically, like I said, they have the energy suppliers collecting the data, and they don't have that available to themselves. So working with those energy suppliers to get that information out, it's being collected, but it's not always made available easily. So that has been a bit of a challenge, trying to work around, and suppliers can change over time, and they're different, for example, in UK and Ireland, trying to bring all that data together from all these different places after having so many conversations with so many different people. That has been a bit of a challenge, but yeah, we've gotten through it by raising it to the right people, and just keeping persistent that the data needs to be there. And I think overall, just working with third-party companies can sometimes be a bit of a challenge. Like even with FM companies, they're not directly with the client, but they're working with the client separately. That can be a bit of a challenge because you're not exactly the client specifically, but it's just having those conversations and also just getting to know them and yeah, picking up the phone and reaching out rather than sending loads of emails, because you can have those conversations and make deals and yeah, get everything you need if you just talk about it. Hope that answers it.
Okay, yeah, thank you. One from Tim, also for you. Were there any unexpected benefits or positive outcomes that Woodies experienced as a result of their energy savings initiatives?
Yep. I think what I found was the most positive thing and quite a nice experience was when we started working with them and we implemented the program. We talked to the sites and it generated the posters, had like stickers and started to raise awareness about energy. So we had loads of conversations with them. We created a sort of a team competition so that who could save the most energy or maintain the energy at the most good best level to their availability. So we tried to make it as fair as possible. That was quite great results because they got really competitive and really into it and trying to come up with their own solutions. Like, oh, we can use like sensor lighting here. We can implement this new thing here. We could talk with the client more. So really, we gave them the tools and started the conversation, and they just like took it themselves. So it was really nice to see such good feedback. So yeah, that was great.
Thank you. Yeah, there's one from Christina. Are there any plans for Homebase or Woodies to expand or refine energy savings initiatives in a short term, and if so, what are the future goals in this regards?
Yeah, so I think in general for most of our clients, the future, there's quite a big look at carbon. So not both reducing it and looking ways to like decarbonize, like going away from fossil fuels. We also with Woodies, we're looking quite a lot with solar PV. So there's talk of renewables and improving that way, and also then going one step further to improve like building materials, making the buildings more insulated to not lose energy. So yeah, there's always more to do and the next steps to take.
Cool, very cool. And yeah, one here interesting. In terms of the retail sector in general, what are the key takeaways from these successful clients that other retailers could apply or benefit in their operations?
I think I'll take this one, give Maria a bit of a break there. And it's a great question. And I think what I'd say in the first instance is get a reliable partner that is forward-looking, data-driven, because they're all multi-site, including retail. We all know the issues they have with their data, with their MPANs, with where their information comes from. So when they get that information, get to a place that it can be reviewed and analyzed accurately, it immediately throws up opportunities, and we can see the inaccuracies and the opportunities to save energy and carbon. And of course, as has been touched on many times, it gives the management team within these organizations that opportunity to make informed decisions from reliable data that can then be forecasted on and working from where they actually are today. Never mind the past, it's what's happening today and where are we going and how are we going to get there. So I think the forecasting element is becoming more and more appropriate. So once you've got that accurate information in a great place, you can actually then make those real decisions.
Yeah, definitely makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So I see here one for us. So maybe I ask you, Alfonso, do you have any experience in integrating the reporting results with other business systems? So talking about interconnection, probably APIs.
Well, sorry. Yeah. Well, in fact, for instance, we had a district heating project. You remember it, Xavi? What we are doing, for instance, there is to, of course, monitor the energy that's been delivered to the different customers, but to calculate, to simulate that bill, and to connect those results to the ERP that they're at the end using to share that cost with the customer. So that's a clear example of what we were saying before, through the API or through the reporting systems, you have to, or you can connect if you need to your own systems, ERPs or CRMs. For instance, some other customers have asked us to. They want to share, for instance, the reports that we can produce, but through their own processes. So connecting to their own to their own Salesforce, just because they want to use their own procedures to reach the customer. So at the end, it's about, again, sharing those results, but the way the customer needs also. So about that customization and integration. I hope this answers more or less the question. But yeah, integrating it's key again. So yeah. We see more questions, but I think that we are going somehow out of time. But we can definitely answer them afterwards. So please continue sending them if you have any for us or for ETS, and we will be more than happy to answer them.
Okay.
So thank you.
And yeah, and before closing, again, thank you very much, Maria, Phil, for being here, for showing your success story, and thank you all for attending. And hope you enjoy the session. So yeah, bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you and goodbye.